Hey, Mike with Rogue Pest Control here. In today's video, just wanted to go through some of the best pest control tips we've had over 2016. As the year is coming to a close, we've had a lot of different topics over the year on pest control tips and things you should know about pests. But again, today's video, just want to cover some of the main ones that were the most popular, the most beneficial to people. So the first one that we really want to talk about is the question of what pest bit me. One thing that you really want to keep in mind is that a pest control service, while they deal with pests all the time, there's not really a way that we can identify a bite mark to which pest bit you or what pest issue you have in your home. One thing that we find is a lot of times things that you may think are bites aren't really even bites at all. You know, they could be a rash, a skin infection, bed sores, and sometimes even cancer. So if you do have a bite or something that's concerning you that you think might be from a pest, it's best to get it checked out by a doctor. But again, we can't identify what kind of pest bit you or you think bit you just by a mark alone. Where again, a lot of times as well, things like spiders, people think that they bite all the time, but that's not really the case. They're not really aggressive towards humans whatsoever. A few species here and there, but for the most part, they're not going to approach humans unless you're messing with them first. So that's one thing to keep in mind. We can't really do that as a pest control service. The next one has to do with the Zika virus. There's been a lot of talk in the news over the year about the Zika virus, and one thing to really keep in mind is that unless you're really in area that has a high outbreak ratio of it, or you're traveling to a country where it's a common thing, you won't have to worry about it a whole lot. The main way that people get infected with the Zika virus is going to be bitten by a mosquito that has it, sexually transmitted through someone that has it to another person, or through blood, so like blood transfusions or anything like that. The biggest concern though does come in if you happen to be pregnant, because it's been found that the Zika virus can lead to issues with pregnancy and birth defects. So if you are pregnant, thinking about getting pregnant, you might be pregnant, that might be the main concern of interacting with someone that's been in contact with the Zika virus, going to a place that has it, and protecting yourself from mosquito bites if you have that as well. Some of the common symptoms of the Zika virus are really similar to like the common cold and flu, so like fever, rash, chills, different things like that, aches and pains. So a lot of people just don't get it diagnosed, but again, it goes out of your system after a few weeks according to doctors. So just try and avoid those areas if you happen to be pregnant for the most part. Another thing to keep in mind as well, a lot of people ask or have the question of, can I just do my own pest control? One thing to keep in mind is that not all pest control products are created equal. So a lot of times, if you're going to the store, buying over-the-counter pest control products, there's a lot of things that are at a disadvantage right off the bat. One, those products don't work as well as the products that a pest control service has. And unfortunately, there's no magic bullet when it comes to pests, so you can't just buy one product and have it cover everything. So if you're misidentifying pests, for example, you might buy all this product and use it and not get results because you're treating for the wrong thing. And again, each pest is going to have different things you need to use, so it could cost you a whole lot of money, a lot of time, and getting not as good results as going through a pest control service. Where a pest control service, they have better products, longer residual span of effectiveness, and they can use products that you need a license for. So things that you can't get in the store, pest control service is going to have access to those. So again, they know what they're doing, they can identify pests, they can treat it the right way the first time. So overall, it's usually going to save you money and get you better results by going through a pest control service versus trying to do it on your own. One of the other big themes that kind of occurred that we talked about a lot is that winter pest control matters, where a lot of people have the idea and the mindset that if I can't see the pest, they're not there. And that's not necessarily the case, where as temperatures drop and it changes from fall to winter, pests are going to be moving into your home moving indoors, looking for a place to stay over the winter. And a lot of these pests are going to be nocturnal, so you're not going to see them very much during the day when you're out and about, but that doesn't mean they're not there and coming out during the night while you're asleep. On top of that, a lot of pests will go into either a hibernation mode or focus more on like breeding and nesting during the winter months. So again, you're probably not going to see them, but that doesn't mean they're not in the cracks and crevices in your walls, in the attics, in the crawl spaces, breeding and multiplying. So again, over the winter you might not see a lot of activity, but doesn't mean that they're not preparing for spring and growing in numbers. So we really recommend that you get some kind of maintenance program throughout the winter to kind of keep those pests in check. So instead of letting them just breed and multiply unchecked over the winter and possibly having a lot of issues as spring comes and temperatures warm up, to really keep them in check and treat for them and keep those issues at a minimum as spring approaches. So again, these are some of the most common questions and things that we covered in 2016, some of the different benefits of having a pest control service and what you can do about various pests in your home. So again, hopefully you guys got some benefit and value out of this. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And if you haven't had pest control with us over at Rove Pest Control, be sure to head on over to rovepestcontrol.com/50 off and just enter your information for $50 off your first service with us. So if you've never had a pest control service or set up that maintenance program yet with us at Rove Pest Control, be sure again to head on over to rovepestcontrol.com/50 off and just enter your information for $50 off your first service with us. But thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.